Whoa! Thank you for coming to Last In Gaming. And this is Just So You Know. And we're going to be discussing some Doctor Strange today. Which, if you watch the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you'll know Benedict Cumberbatch plays him. First off, I wanted to start off with this comic as you're seeing at the right, which was his first introduction into Marvel. It was a split one with him and Human Torch. But before we get into the whole comics and the movies and all that and everything in between, I just wanted to give a couple things. Doctor Strange 2 will be coming out May 6th, the Multiverse of Madness. I hope everybody's as excited as me. We have Thor Love and Thunder coming. I hope everybody's excited about that. Like the bromance between him and Star-Lord. It's going to be epic. But this here's about Doctor Strange. So I wanted to say he debuted in A Stranger's Tales. It was issue number 110 in July of 1963 with the Human Torch. It was a split. He has also had a lot of Marvel premieres, as you're seeing in the right-hand corner now. He has had quite a few. He's had a lot of storylines, and he does differ quite a bit than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Doctor Strange, as all the characters do, and the villains. So he did come about in the 1960s, and he made a great impression. Taking the Ancient One's spot, he is very similar to Mr. Fantastic. He has a bunch of spells, like the Eye of Agamotto and the one of the Watum. He has tons and tons of things. His cape is a very special thing. We'll get into that later on. I just wanted to get into a little bit of his run-on features and what you may want to know about Doctor Strange. For instance, if you ever were curious what his first comic book was, you know it now. And you can try to find it if you're curious about the Multiverse of Madness and you're wondering who the villains are. I do not think that the evil Doctor Strange will be the villain. It will be Wanda. It will be Nightmare. Those will be our two villains of this story that Sam Raimi has properly made. Now, going back into Doctor Strange, let's jump to the 80s. Because that is when he met a lot of his allies, like Topaz, and I'm going to butcher these names, Rentra. He had a long series, and it ended with a cliffhanger at his home, the Sanctum. And it was all heavily damaged during the battle. He was trying to fight off vampires and the evil serpent god Set. So, I think Doctor Strange leads up to Blade and a lot of other things as well, because you got the Midnight Suns, you got all of his chaos magic, looks purple in the Marvel movies. Very neat. He's part of the Witches, fought the Witches, so many graphic novels he's got. Doctor Strange into Shambhala, Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom, Triumph over Torment, Spider-Man / Doctor Strange, The Way to the Dusty Death, Doctor Strange, What Is It That Disturbs You, Steven. He has teamed up quite a bit with Spider-Man. And starting things off, Stan Lee was the creator alongside, and I'm trying hard not to butcher names, Steve Ditko. But Stan Lee was there whenever Doctor Strange was created. Now in the 1990s, Full Moon Pictures did have the rights, and they were going to make us an awesome Doctor Strange movie. And they did end up making the movie, but it came out as Dr. Morbid, I can't remember, but it had Jeffrey Combs, who I'm a huge fan of, playing the Dr. Stephen Strange, although he went by different names in the film, and it was a good lower-budget B film. There's nothing wrong with it. It isn't no Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it was pretty dang good. I have watched it recently, and, I love it. Now, onwards into this multiverse that you're looking at here. There was a trailer that dropped today where you guys will see Nightmare. And I'm surprised that we actually got to see Nightmare. And a lot of people are going to mistake this and think this is just evil Doctor Strange. But in any case, it is not. It is for sure Nightmare. Now, I'm not giving you too much information on Doctor Strange. I'm just letting you know where he came from in the comic book world, what his starting roots were, where he implanted them to eventually become an Avenger, and everything in between. Right there was your Nightmare look. Woo! We finally got a little look-see right there at him, which was great. Anyways, I keep saying cape. It is the Cloak of Levitation. It is an amazing relic. And it may be his most powerful one. I would consider it better than the Time Stone, because every time you use the Time Stone, you're just causing tons and tons of problems for yourself. Doctor Strange has wore 2 distinctly different cloaks. He was given one by a mentor, the Ancient One, and one was given to him, as we've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And as you can see here, we're getting a look at his cloak, the Cloak of Levitation. Very neat, very neat. Doctor Strange does have lots and lots of enemies. He has Agamotto, the ruler of the Purple Dimension. He has Baron Monder, an evil wizard and former student of the Ancient One. He has Despire, a fear-eating demon who is a member of the Fear Lords. Dagoth, a sea demon, is the spawn of the Dagon, which is an H.P. Lovecraft run-on. The Dweller in Darkness, a fear-generating demon who is a member of the Fear Lords. The Enchantress, she's an Asgardian sorceress. Doctor Strange first class with her during the Acts of Vengeance storyline. Kalu, a 500-year-old wizard and a former classmate of the Ancient One. The Mindless Ones, the inhabitants of the Dark Dimension that serve as Dormammu's foot soldiers. You also have the Necromancer, Counter-Earth's version of Doctor Strange, as we've seen in the trailers. Umar, a resident of the Dark Dimension and a sister of Dormammu. Yondorth, a science supreme with the other dimensional planet Yan. And we do have other versions of Doctor Strange. Not just the evil versions, we have others. 2 months before the debut of the sorcerer hero Doctor Strange, Stan Lee and Robert Bernstein, along with Jack Kirby, introduced a criminal scientist and PhD with the same surname called Carl Strange, making his solo appearance in the Iron Man story, The Stronghold of Doctor Strange, in Tales of Suspense number 41. The character contained mental powers in a freak lightning strike. The character has starred in several alternate universe titles. In the miniseries Marvel 1602 1-8, Stephen Strange is both the court physician and the magician to Queen Elizabeth. The title Spider-Man 2099 introduced a female version of Strange who shares her body with a demon in the issue. So there are so many different versions, and so much as Marvel has, especially when they do these little tie lines. But I want to talk about one of my favorite Doctor Strange crossover collab type things, especially in the comic book world, and we have had this character in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that is Howard the Duck in the Duck world. So the home world and the home dimension of Howard the Duck. This version of Doctor Strange is a Duckator Strange, which is just downright amazing. But it is also a drunken derelict who seems to live in alleys drinking sorcerer sauce, which is just alcohol. He has appeared in Howard the Duck magazine number 6, wherein he sends Howard and Beverly back to Earth, and in She-Hulk, which, man, when we get that She-Hulk, if we get some Howard the Duck and Sorcerer Duck, that'd be amazing. That was volume 4, number 20, wherein he helps Stu, the intern, return to Earth, since Stu's extensive knowledge of Marvel's comics continually remind him that he could not find the Ductor and how he could be returned to the mystic Mallard. So that is one of the greatest things ever. Now, talking Guardians of the Galaxy, because we will be having a Guardians 3, and we do have Thor the Love World, and Doctor Strange is a big connection to them. In the alternate future of Guardians of the Galaxy, which we're having a lot of those with this multiverse, Doctor Strange assumed the title of the Ancient One. It was previously held by the Mentor, and took on a disciple of his own, named Kurarg. Strange and the Ancient One eventually killed Dormammu, who was defeated by the combined efforts of Kurarg, his disciple Talon, and the Guardians. And of course, then you've got the Marvel Zombies, which the Marvel Zombies are fantastic, and Doctor Strange did have a big role in there. He was one of the last heroes in the alternate zombie world to be transformed into a zombie. He was last seen living form as part of Nick Fury's resistance to defeat the zombified Marvel superheroes. In the spin-off, Dead Days, before he and the rest of the surviving superheroes are later overwhelmed by the zombie Fantastic Four and turned, he participates in the multi-zombie attack on Doctor Doom's castle. Very, very good. If you guys haven't read any of the Marvel Zombies, you can get them pretty cheap for about $10. And they're just very, very, very amazing. He was also in Thor, Vikings, comic line, Ultimate Marvel, just so much. And the What If, as we have also seen on Disney+. If you have that, I just wanted to give you guys a little rundown on Doctor Strange. So this is your rundown, Doctor Strange. Let me tell you a bit about it. Thank you for joining me on Last In Gaming. If you're a fan, if you like Fortnite, if you like the videos I do, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. Greatly appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day.